Hello everybody, Siraz here, and today I'm going to bring you another series of replays. This Brood War player named Retribution, or Ret, recently joined Team Liquid, as I'm sure a bunch of you know. And he's a really good Brood War player. He actually is a pro Brood War player who went to play in Korea for a while, I believe. And when StarCraft II first came out, he played a little bit. He actually played in the HDH #1, and he did win his first round, and yay for garbage trucks. I wonder if you guys can hear that in the background, but that's what that was. But anyways, he did play StarCraft II for a while in the beta, and he kind of was like, I just wasn't feeling it, didn't really feel like playing. And recently he's like, alright, I'm going to go gung-ho and see what I can do in StarCraft II. So he recently released a small little replay pack with 4 replays, and so I thought I'd take a look at them and see what Ret's Zerg is about. And this is actually really cool because Ret is one of those players who has the ability to become another dominant Zerg out there, and that's something that'd be really cool to see. I mean, we have Daimaga and Idra, and Daimaga and Idra, and Daimaga and Idra, and that's about it, really. The only 2 players that have ever done at least decently well in the tournament. So I'd like to see if Ret looks like he could become another Zerg that is able to compete at the highest level. So this is a game between Insolence and Ret. I don't know anything about this Protoss player, but it looks like he's doing this little double pylon cannon contain, and this is very hard for a Zerg player to break. He needs to get either Hydras to do it, or it's just really hard to break because Roaches have such a short range that I guess they probably could shoot this cannon. It actually would have been better if Insolence put it back like one more space, then Roaches couldn't even shoot the cannon, and anything, oh, okay, I don't know, I thought maybe this guy was Hasuaz, but not the case. This is Insolence. Or, I don't know who this is. But it is a Protoss player, and I do believe, yeah, it must not be Hasuaz. It must be somebody, it must be a European Protoss player. But this is one of the replays in the pack that Ret did give people, and apparently it's a pretty good game, so let's check it out. So Ret just opening on 1 base so far, getting 2 queens out, getting that early extractor. No Zergling speed yet, but I expect to see that as soon as the 100 gas comes up. And this is how Ret's going to deal with it. So this is pretty creative, and this is exactly what he needs to do. He's going to make this creep tumor, extend his creep out, and then walk the crawler into a position where it can attack these pylons without getting any return fire from the cannon. That should allow Ret to break this relatively easy. Protoss player finally getting out some gateways, went for that fast pylon. Also getting up both his assimilators, double assimilating off of this gateway. And I expect to see maybe like a +1 zealot push or something here. Kind of interesting. I mean, he might as well take advantage of that forge for whatever reason. Oh, but he is throwing down that cybernetics core, so maybe just a +1 weapon push in general. And we'll see a couple stalkers and sentries and zealots try and do some damage to the Zerg. Spinecrawler about to get into position. Lair being researched. Ooh, even skipping Zergling speed and doing another extractor trick here. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Also getting +1 range, so probably going to see some sort of either Roach or Hydra army coming out from Ret here. Looks like he is putting on that Roach Ward. Maybe a combination of the 2. Spinecrawler in this position, starting to poke away. And this will, you know, take care of this, no problem. Poke, poke. Excellent. I love that. So that's such a great response. He didn't panic, didn't do anything that was crazy, didn't try and break it with a bunch of lings. Just said, you know what? I'm going to take this time to tech up a little bit, pump drones, build the single spine crawler, break the contain, and then I will make something happen. So we'll have to see what he's going to make happen now. And it looks like it is going to be Roaches, as we do see Roach speed being upgraded. And no Hydroden going down yet. Back in Mr. Protoss player's base. 4-gate. So 4-gate build. Start finally getting +1 weapons. I would have liked to see that a little bit sooner. And this is a really pretty strong response here. Hard for Terran players to hold off the 4-gate when you don't have that second early expansion. So, I mean, I think Rhett pumped enough drones that he should be okay. Both players are equal in the economy at this point. But it's definitely something that's hard to do. A little bit of scouting, poking in here with a Ling, I believe. But not really, I mean, just kind of seeing the army, not really seeing that it is a 4-gate. But I would suspect something, you know, like that in this position. So Rhett's starting to get his roaches out. Roach is very strong against the 4-gate, actually. Especially if you mix in a couple spine crawlers. Spine crawlers take care of the stalkers. Roaches roach the zealots. I guess melt the zealots. Roaches have that acid spit, as you can see, just melting away. Very good at melting away units. And here is the push. Ooh, pretty large force coming out from Insolence. Will Rhett be able to defend? He has quite a large number of roaches. Looking at the army tab, both players relatively equal. But looking at the food spent, I mean, roaches are kind of deceptive. They do cost 2 food, or they do take 2 supply each. So they're not very expensive for 2 supply units, and that kind of makes it so an army can look a little bit better than it is. And now the roaches are going to try and poke in here, see what sort of damage they can do, taking out a stalker, losing a roach or 2 in return. Not a terrible trade there. But really, if nothing else, they are buying time for Rhett to continue to build a larger and larger army. Looks like the roaches not wanting to let up on the pressure, just kind of doing a back and forth little dance there with the Protoss army. And with that roach speed, you can see just how fast these roaches move. And also Rhett doing a good job of trying to set up like a little conclave there, I think, ahead of time. Spinecrawler in the group. Spiney going to join the fight. Is he going to plant down? Yes, he is. And will Roach be able to, or Rhett be able to hold this position with his roaches? Oh, I don't know. Spinecrawler is almost done though, so that'll definitely help in any ensuing battle. Much better position. Roach is going in again, backing back out. Going in, picking off a unit, backing back out. Some force fields though, forcing a confrontation here. And this is not good for Rhett. Going to lose a lot of roaches. Don't you just hate it when your roaches get stuck in force fields? Unless you're a Protoss player. And this is looking pretty good for the Protoss player. Looking at the unit loss count tab, Rhett definitely lost more at this point. But the thing you have to remember is on 2 base. Looking at the income tab, is down some workers though, and I guess the Protoss player just got his 2nd base up. So I'd actually say Rhett is probably behind here, but he's definitely not out of the game. We'll have to see what else he's kind of doing around here. Not getting any more upgrades. Going to break these rocks though very soon, and then we will see him take a 3rd. And he also has these 2 spine crawlers, so he should be able to defend against this. I mean, this is a great position to be able to defend against. Sitting on this ramp here with roaches to tank and spine crawlers to do a bunch of damage. Definitely looking good. Rhett gonna take out that pylon. Very nice. And roaches, like I said, are just incredibly fast once you get that upgrade. And they're not as fast as speedlings, but definitely a unit that you can kind of like harass, well, not really harass, but you can like poke in with and then like run away. And then also they regenerate so fast that that definitely helps in going to take out a sentry there before running away and just trying to pick off units one by one, not wanting to fight by those cannons. And Observer is out. And here we go, big battle going down. Will Rhett be able to break this? I don't know, that's a lot of stalkers and cannons. I think he's going to lose his army here. Force fields blocking off a lot of those roaches. And there we go, Rhett, I think, realizing this, kind of backing up. Looking at the income tab, or the unit loss tab, pretty heavy losses from both sides so far. Rhett's still a little bit behind. Needs to do something to make that up. Income tab, both players about equal. Protoss player a little bit ahead. And I really like this. Look at this creep spread going across the map. Though there is this observer out here, so if the Protoss army decides to push, they will be able to kill that creep, the creep tumors very quickly. Looks like we are going to see some more Hydras in the mix as well. And now once again, Protoss player going to poke out here, maybe just wanting to take out that creep tumor. I think that was about it. Oh no! And the Ursalisk, or whatever that thing is called, gets taken out. What a vile, vile Protoss Insolence is. Or insolent Protoss? Okay, that was pretty bad. Nice scouting information with an Overseer here. And he's going to be able to make it away, no problem. And look at this, the Stalker actually getting stuck here. And what's going on with these workers? Are they just transferring over here? I guess starting to get mined out at the main, so why not bring some units over here? And actually seeing a transition into Stargate. So this is a kind of an odd transition here, and it won't really work all that well against Rhett. He is getting Hydras out. Perfect counter. You know? I almost think a Colossus transition might have been stronger, but for whatever reason, Insolence, thinking probably that Rhett is just sticking with this Roach Force, and, you know, Void Rays, so strong against Roaches as Roaches can't shoot up. Third going up for both players. Looks like Rhett a little bit in the lead, but not really a big deal. Still the economy dead even. And we're not seeing... Oh, we did see level 2 range upgrade for Rhett, and actually going for armor as well. And once again, going to scout with this Overseer. And looks like he is going to see these Void Rays, and I think he'll be very comfortable with this. If you see a transition to air, and you already have this many Hydras, it's like, yes! I just won the lottery! You know? You know, it's like, oh, you cannot beat that. So actually, I think Rhett feels really confident here and is going to move out and try and do some sort of attack, probably take out this expansion. Insolence going to see this coming. Let's look at his army. Pretty good composition here. He's got some Immortals to take care of the Roaches, and then some Stalkers, which do pretty well if you micro them against Hydras. And nice force fields going down, splitting the army in half, and this is not good for Rhett. Looks like his forces are just going to be split in half, taken out, and oh, Insolence is going to have a ton of forces left, and now will Rhett be able to defend against the counterattack? That is the question he really needs. Oh no, he pumped drones! Oh, Rhett, you need units. You really need units right now, and if the Protest player decided to counterattack, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Look at it, the army tab here. Rhett pumped too many drones here. Oh, this is not looking good. I mean, the food count's not that different, but just look at the cost of the armies here. Got a couple Hydras and Roaches out, but that's it. This is it for Rhett, and he needs to buy time till he can get more units out. He has these 2 Spine Crawlers, which will help. And really, Insolence here, I don't know what he's hesitating for. Oh, I don't know. This is looking dangerous, but it looks like Insolence is gonna let Rhett rebuild his forces, and he will still be in the game. Looking at the income tab, definitely Rhett is ahead now, and that's because he did pump some drones instead of pumping more of an army there when he was aggressive, and that would have been a very dangerous situation. So Insolence just kind of continue with the same thing, getting up that robotics bay finally, so we will see some Colossus joining the fray. Rhett, no Hive Tech yet, just kind of sticking with this Roach Hydra force. And doing a good job of spending all his money, building an army when he needs to, and I really like this. Moving out with Spinecrawler 1 and 2, and just kind of giving him more map control, also taking a gold expansion at the same time. So, oh, this is actually really cool. So, what he's doing here is kind of creating an area that he controls, and you can just see it right here, and basically no army can get through here to attack any of these expansions up here. I mean, he will be able to poke in here with Void Rays, but just pull some Hydras and game over, man. Game over. Oh, and looks like Rhett actually being forced to cancel it as his army is a little bit out of position. Going to take out that drone as well. I think the Void Ray speed is upgraded, so they can do more harassment now. Be more of a harassment role. And it really helps to give Insolence map control. Looks like he's going to just go around this direction. Will Rhett be able to respond? Pulling his army, but I think before he gets here... Oh no, he'll be able to defend this pretty easily. Yeah, and Insolence is forced to back up. Look how fast just a few Hydras can kill Void Rays. That's just shows the power of Hydralisk. I mean, they do a lot of DPS. You know, a lot of people... They are useless in a lot of situations, but... anti-harassment against like Void Rays, very, very strong just due to how fast they do damage. Insolence once again looks like he's going to cancel this while continuing to build his force. Still no Colossus. I'd like to see some of those out very